Hello everyone, welcome back to my Jay Bird. This is, I'm in white and this program's set at 2200 and this is the Knight's Queen opening, okay, but this is another variation. It's different, a little bit different from the other ones, but let's check it out and see how it goes here. And, this one falls in place. It almost felt like a Blitz game to me. Like lately I've been playing this guy down here that plays a certain way, and it's like you start moving around these pieces like it's cool. Let's just get into it. I'm in the moment. Okay, G3, E5, G2, D5, D3, C6, D2, A5. Now I do kind of open up different ways. I think that's what happens. I could have started with this pawn and go with this one, and then this, or this side, and then that pawn, so the program might react different by moving different pawns at different times, too. After A5, E3, F6, E2, D6, A3. Oh, this is another variation. See, normally it's the Jaybird wings, but I pushed this one up. Maybe that's because of the threefold. I don't know this game. I don't know if it was before or after the threefold game, but I think my brain starts going crazy after a while. While I'll play the next game, and I decide to do it like this then because of this. It's strange how the brain works when you're playing games. You win, you lose, what you do the next game, or change, or so it's getting strange here. After A3, castle, E4, D4, D1. I gotta go back. G4. He threatens. And you do see this. I do this in my Blitz games. Now look at this. Look at this threat here. If this queen would go away, even if he didn't have the knight, he'd go check and get a rook. Look at that. After G4, F3, but I got the pawn. No fear. And Blitz game, same thing. I just open up when they come down like that without any thinking. I have to look a little harder and then say, oh, no, there's plenty here. Okay, after F3, D7, E2, takes E2, takes E2. This almost looks like one of my Blitz games. And I'm going to go back to Blitz games real soon here too. And you're going to see some of this in a Blitz game. After E2, C6. I castle the other way this time. On that threefold repetition I've got coming up, you're going to see too. I castled the other way, and the game went different. After castle, B6, check, H1, A4, F4. Now, it's always good to push that piece, like I said. No fears here. And I took notice of another thing I'm learning. The king in the corner with the bishop like this, I like it. There's a lot to be said about a bishop here and a king in a corner. After F4, takes F4, G4, F4 takes, G4, F3, H3, E2. Now you say, well, look, you're leaving this, it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to get two pieces for one here in a minute. We'll see what happens, because look, I pushed up. Now he's going to lose a piece here. Now if he takes this, no problem. I can take it with my queen or my knight. And then he still has this problem. He's still going to lose a piece. Okay, and more likely I'd take it with the queen because he might slide his rook over then. Okay, after E5, E8. Oh, he did. See, there you go. E8, G4. I go. G2. Sorry, I'm looking ahead too far here. G2, G4, E2, D4, G3. And there's no hurry to take pieces once you unpin yourself here. there's still no hurry to take pieces. Look, I can still keep. You can always keep threatening. As long as everything's protected, you can keep threatening pieces. And how many pieces we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're even, but he's in a bad position. After G3, he takes E5, but don't take. You don't have to. What? Threaten the queen. Watch this. After E5, C3. F4. Oh, now he takes. Alright, so he's got 2 pawns for the price of 1, but look, my rook's coming up. After F4, F4 takes. He goes E3. Let's see what I do after that. Oh, I plan on dropping the knight over here. And no matter what he does, and even if he would take with the bishop first, I still run my rook. If he ran the queen down, I could still run the rook here, the bishop's here. No worries. No, there's not enough here to do anything. After E3, F3, I bring the knight over. D3 takes. Now I'm going to take his knight. He has no choice. He has to take it or he's just losing a piece. And now his bishop's pinned. After D3, F6. He goes D1, check. G1. Now, king's locked in. After G1, F6 takes. I go H6. Now look at this. I'm closing in because I have this lane and the king can't go nowhere. Can't run. After H6, he goes C2. I take check. G4. See, there's not too much he can do. He was pinned. Maybe he could have pushed a piece. He didn't do that. Then we'd have to recalculate everything about that. But then, so after G4, he goes back G6. F4. No hurries. Because look, this rookie's going to end up over here. I'm going to bring my knight up then. After F4, he goes E5. Knight E up H3. I want to hurry up and get this thing developed. After H3, he goes H5. G1. Nope, no matter what he does, if he takes, I'm going to say check. Watch this. After G1, he takes H6. Nope. F3, check. H8, and no worries, this is defended. But now it's my move. I take his rook. So after H8, H5. He takes F4. I take F4. F8. And he's downhill from here on out. After F8, E1. Hold this lane. G8. E7. F5. B7. F6. E7. B8. F7 check. H8. E6. B2 takes. H5. I'm just closing in. B1 check. G2. B8. F6. And look, one more move and it's checkmate. B2 check. H3. He just throws in. H2 check. Takes H2. C5. And that looks like mate right there. So let's go back here a little bit. So everything fell in place. We didn't have a problem with the threefold here or anything. But this game went different. So I guess there was no chance for a threefold to happen, for it to see any of it. Goes on my typical. Now I did push air. Now sometimes my blitz games I move this piece up depending, and then I move the pieces. I get ready to castle this way. Sometimes I don't castle, but I took the game different because I like this. Normally push that, then I go with this pawn. You see, but we go this way. He jumps his knight. I move back. Okay, no big deal. We defend. And this is something I see in my blitz games. I just know it. They threaten the knight, and the knight don't want to go back, and it just goes in, and I castle this way. I was in a check. We move out. Now we just push our pieces up. Yeah, right away. Once he did that here, once he went like that, you look at this and say, wait a minute. Okay, if I go here, I'm guaranteed one of these, and then I could take that. So I do it. Let's go. 2 for 1. You got to do it. Anytime you get in a 2 for 1 situation, go for it. But then I bring the bishop back. Then he threatens me again. He brings his queen there. I bring the queen up. Help defend everything right here. Not realizing that this is a good move, that when this all falls, if it falls, that the queen is lined up with the king. It's always good to line up the pieces behind the pieces. Well, he takes, but don't take right away because you keep threatening. There's plenty here to do here. Now he takes. Now you take. Because now you're still threatening him. He comes down here again. No. Bring the knight out to threaten the queen. See, here's what you do. You defend and you threaten at the same time. You see? Now you're threatening the queen. That was the purpose of that. No problems. You got the rook to come here to defend this space or the knight to come back here for the king. You don't have enough. Now, I seen take it. He has no choice. And then look where his bishop's at. But he throws a check first. Okay, no problem. Then he takes. He still can't move. Now, this could have been a blunder because maybe he could have moved this pawn up. Oh, sorry. He's got to, because I moved the bishop. The rook's here. See? I didn't see that. I just saw it right now. And I was paying attention here. And that's how you can blunder, because you're focused on something else and then you forget what your whole thing was. All right. After h6, c2. Now, g4. And look, you can threaten checkmate, but he's got to move his queen back. g6. Whoops. After g6, f4, e5. Then I go up to the h3. He goes over, no problem. Rookie's coming over here already. Like I said earlier, g1, and then the h6. It goes to the f3. Nope. The queen's defended. Take the rook. He's in check. And then the game continues on here. It's all downhill from here. You just start taking pieces. So a couple checks here. The knight's coming up here. He throws me in some checks. Next move's checkmate, so he throws me in check. And then he just throws in the towel. And that's the game. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, in that threefold repetition on the Queen's Knight, it's what I mean. When you're having a good game, everything falls in place. You follow through. So there was no chance for 3 repetitions or anything like that, or lose the game. You get a little shaky in 1 or 2 moves and your whole game can fall apart. All right, thanks for stopping by.